Hi, this is a video for Francis and Samuel and anyone that really needs to listen to this. And please, listen up. I'm not very happy with what I've been hearing about how you've been treating Hajara and what you've been saying and doing behind her back. And I'm here to kind of straighten some things out for you. So, Jason owns his own company that he built up himself, and it has become successful in the last 2 or 3 years, but he worked really hard in his company. And he worked day and night. It's very stressful. It's sometimes fun, but he has to deal with a lot of people and manage people and emotions and just all the problems that come with owning a business. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, and not a lot of people survive owning their own businesses. Only I think like 80% or 30% of businesses make it in the first 3 years, and he's made it to 10 years. And in the last couple of years, he has deepened his relationship with Jesus. He has read the Bible more. He's more involved at church. He has served people, and he is doing what Jesus calls us to do, just like you do. Just like all of you are called by God to be like Jesus and be in his image. And I hear you are not being like that at all. If anything, you're the opposite, and you're siding with Satan, and that is so wrong, and it won't be tolerated at all. So we operate on one income, on his business, and God has provided mercifully and has done so much for that business and blessed it so much so that we can provide for Sunshine Shelter. You guys wouldn't be where you are if it wasn't for God providing. And that's the only reason you're there. That's the only reason you have the food you have, the clothes you have, the love from Hajara, and the health care. All of that is provided by God. He uses us to provide for others. We are his servants. So you need to start acting like servants and honoring God and honoring Hajara and honoring Sunshine Shelter and all the kids there. This behavior of yours needs to stop now. So in the meantime, while you guys are there enjoying Sunshine Shelter and everything that comes with it and the life that you have, I am trying really hard to raise donations to keep Sunshine Shelter going. It's hard. It's not something I've ever done, but it's something that God is calling me to do, and I am obeying, and that is what we are to do. I have a good life here. I have a very good life here, and I'm very blessed because of my relationship with God, and it's only because of that. But it comes with a lot of challenges, and it's really hard. I have a lot of young kids that take up all my energy and all my time, just like all the kids there do of Hajara. I have my own health problems. I have my own problems in my life, and so does Jason. Nobody is perfect here. Nobody is living on cloud nine. Nobody is rich and living the life here. We are just making it, and whatever we have, we donate to you guys so that you have the food you eat, the shelter you live in, the bed you sleep in, the health care that you need. You have pretty much everything that you need, the essentials in life. And those can be all taken away just like that. And it depends on you and your behavior and your relationship with God and how you live your life. So as I said, God has called us to help Hajara and everybody there and you through providing for our business. Hajara is an angel. I have never met anyone like Hajara. She has such strength and integrity, and she has a pure, godly heart that you take advantage of. And that's very sad and very upsetting to hear. So don't be going around saying that she's rich and she has all this money. She doesn't. That money comes from God and God only. And when God decides what to do with that money, he will decide. He'll decide whether we can provide it, and he'll decide whether we're not, and whether you might end up somewhere else. We don't know God's plans, but they are always good, whatever they are. And the closer you get to him and the deeper relationship that you have with him, the better your life will be. And just to touch on Hajara, she has done so much for you. She does so much for you. Does anybody else out there in the world, or in Africa, or in Uganda, or in Kampala, care as much about you as Hajara does? Can you honestly say somebody cares about you more than her? Somebody can provide for you more than her? That if you didn't have Hajara the shelter, they would provide for you like she does? I don't think so. So let's remember that, and let's remember what she does for you. And also keep in mind, she has her own health issues going on. And the things that you are doing and saying are making it worse. And I know that might feel bad, and it should feel bad, because what you're doing is wrong. And you could get Hajara killed. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the things that you're doing and saying could get her killed? Isn't that scary? That should say something. That should say something about you and your character and where your heart is. So just keep in mind and remind yourself, who else cares about you but Hajara? Who else will do all these things? Make sure you're fed and healthy and strong and happy than Hajara. Nobody else. Just remember all the things that she does for you. I wrote all this down because I had a lot to say. And what does Hajara ask for return from you? What does she ask from you? She asks for trust, support, protection, and just to be good and to be close and honor God. I don't think that's much to ask for, is it? Also, to respect her and to speak for her kindly in front of others and not spread rumors or lies or gossip. And what about her life? Have you ever thought about her life? Like, it's not the life that she thought she would have. She was going to school to be a lawyer, but God called her to do this, and she follows God's calling, and that's just how it is. God doesn't promise an easy life. He doesn't promise a life without suffering. We follow what he does because we are his servants and we serve each other, and that's how community works. And if you want to be a part of it, that's great. But if not, then you should leave. Do you ever think of her? Do you ever think of what she's gone through? Do you ever think of what she does for you? Do you ever think about her life every day? What she does as soon as she gets up to the moment she goes to bed? All of this she does for you. And yeah, she's supposed to have her own life too. So of course she's going to go out and she's going to do things for herself too. That's good, that's healthy, and that's how she stays sane in all of this. She has God in a deep faith because of all that Jason and I are able to provide. Because of her deep faith, we're able to provide for her. God connected us to her because she prayed and begged and pleaded for help. And so he brought us. We are to obey and follow God. He blesses us and tells us how we're to use our money. We give mostly everything we have to the shelter. And here's a good question. What do you do for God? How do you honor God? How are you like Jesus? Who is in your heart? You know by how you treat people. That's how you know. You know by how you're treating Hajara and what you say about her when you're not in the shelter. That's what's in your heart. And also how you talk to and treat Anouk. I've heard about what you've been doing, and it's awful. It's evil. You are siding with Satan when you do these evil things, and it must stop. To do this, you must get into the Bible and read. And I'm challenging you to read Proverbs. I want you to read all of Proverbs. I want you to write a full report, and I want you to talk to Hajara about each chapter that you read so that you have full understanding of what God is trying to tell you in Proverbs. God teaches us to forgive and love like Jesus. But if you don't change, you'll lose your home, your friends at Sunshine Shelter, and Hajara. You will lose all of that. And where will you be? What will you do? What kind of person will you be? Hajara is trying to raise you to be a good person with a good heart and be like Jesus. And look how you're treating her and what you're doing. It's very shameful, it's very foolish, and it needs to stop. You have to build her trust back up. You need to be in the Bible more. You need to read and obey God if you want a good life. That's the only option. And it might not be an easy life, but it will be a life with a good heart. A heart filled with evil is no life at all. You side with Satan and you will end up dead. Dead either physically, spiritually, or completely empty inside. And what kind of life is that? You don't want that. So stop your evil behavior now. It must stop. If you side with Satan when you gossip, you side with Satan when you gossip about Hajara and the shelter. And you're spreading lies. You're not even spreading anything that's true. Spread the truth, and that's Jesus' truth. That's the Bible's truth. Let me ask you some more questions. How are you serving God? How are you serving Hajara? How are you serving other kids at Sunshine Shelter and Anook? What makes you mean to him and do these awful things to him? Jealousy? Are you jealous of Anook? Do you not think for a second that Anook would change his life with yours? For the pain and the awful things that he has to go through, he would change his life with yours in a heartbeat. Just to have your health, to have your body, to have a functioning, healthy body. Like, I wish that you could feel the pain and the awfulness that he has to go through, even for a day. Then maybe you would truly understand what he goes through. When Hajara found Anook, he was almost dead. He was so sick, and she saved him, and she brought him in out of her good, godly heart. Would you have done that? Probably not. Would you do that now? Probably not. So there's something wrong. There's something wrong with your heart. And the only way to fix that is to be in the Bible. Proverbs 14:30 says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." When you're envious, when you're jealous of somebody, it rots you from the inside out. It's an awful thing to have in your heart and to have in your body, is to be jealous and envious of somebody else. And honestly, if it's because Anook gets more attention, he needs it. His health needs it. God calls Hajara to give him more attention because his health needs it. He doesn't need what you guys do to him. Nobody needs that. So you must stop. Ezekiel 16:42, jealousy kills the simple. It will kill you. It will eat you alive. 1 Corinthians 3:3, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. So stop. Be love. Jesus and God are love. Be love. Get rid of this evilness in your body. Be in the Bible and Proverbs. Write the reports every day. I want you to write a report on a chapter or 2 chapters every single day and talk to Hajara about it. Anything you don't understand, you can ask her or you can ask me. Stop talking and spreading lies and gossip. You're doing harm, and because of you, people want to kill Hajara, like I said. Do you want that? Do you want that? That will be on your heart forever. Change now and pray to God to change your heart. Read Proverbs and do the reports. Only God can change your heart. Only God. Only by being in the Word can you truly change. Now is the time. Only be with people who are good. Spread God's light onto them. His light comes from within you when you get close to him, when your heart is pure and good like Jesus. Pray for good-hearted friends. You hang out with thieves, you will become a thief. You hang out with evil people, you will be evil. You hang out with good-hearted people, you will be good. You hang out with Christians, you'll be a better person and you'll be free of this evilness. So who do you want to be in this life? What kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the good or do you want to be the bad? Who did God create you to be? That should be your purpose right now, is finding that out. Gossiping is unacceptable. You must stop. Mistreating Anook is unacceptable. You must stop. Be the role models of how to treat others. You are among the eldest at Sunshine Shelter. These kids are all looking up to you. Yes, they look up to Hajara and learn from her, but they're also learning from you. Do you want to spread more evilness and unkindness in the world? Because if you do, then you need to leave Sunshine Shelter. Leading a life of sin will get you killed. A life of misery, you won't be happy with Satan in your heart. Exodus 23:1. Do not spread false reports. And that is all I have to say right now. I'm going to do more videos of things in the Bible I found that might help you. But only God and you can change you and change your heart. And it has to stop. It has to. You're going down a very, very evil and bad road. Stop the road right now and turn and go to the path of good and light. And that is Jesus. And he will welcome you with open arms. He loves you. But you need to ask for forgiveness from him, from Hajara, from Anuk. I want you to apologize to Hajara and Anuk, and I want you to mean it. I do. And I know there's goodness in your heart. I know there is love. I know there's understanding. And I know God is in there. You just need to get rid of the evilness and the hatred and the jealousy and be done with it. Be done with it now. Or you're going to find yourself in a really bad place. And you're going to find yourself in a place where nobody loves you, nobody cares about you, and nobody's going to do anything for you. So change your heart now and stay in the place right now where you are loved, you are supported, you are respected, and you are loved by Hajara and by God. Do what is good. I'll be sending more videos. And I want to hear really good stuff. I want to hear you guys doing really good stuff. And in the moment when you're with your friends or with whoever, and you feel like you want to gossip and lie, just stop. Just put a stop on your heart and turn around and come back to the shelter. Don't even associate with these people. Don't hang out with them. Start a new good life where you have a good heart for Jesus in it.